Hello, everybody. Good morning. Can you hear me okay out there? Hi. It's so great to feel the excitement and the energy from this morning with everybody here back in person. This is great. Yeah, go ahead. Give yourselves applause. This is exciting. So, good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Julia Morrison, the Vice President of Administrative Services. I'm also currently serving as the acting president in President Flamer's absence. President Flamer is sorry he can't be with us today, and I will do my best to deliver his message. I'd like to welcome you to the annual Fall Convocation. It is my honor to bring you this year's highlights of our collective achievements. At the beginning of each academic year, the Convocation is our ritual way of renewal, refocusing our energies and resources to carry out our mission. It is a special event that signals we are yet fulfilling our utmost passion to educate students in every way possible, cultivating their minds for critical thought, and preparing them for career success. For the past 2 years, we conducted Convocation via our computer screens. But today, thanks to scientific advancements, the COVID vaccine, and diligent practice of self-care, we are able to meet safely in person. So if you are joining this Convocation general session for the first time, I offer you a very special welcome. Yes, applause. Thank you. And with that, let me begin by introducing and thanking our Board of Trustees, whose vision, support, and dedication are the starting point of everything we do. Tracy Copini, Danny Kelly, Carol Matthews, Richard Dorn, Rebecca Robertson, Colleen Mullery, Sally Biggin, and I would like to also recognize our student trustee, Maribeth Madsen. I want to acknowledge that the president of the board, Carol Matthews, and trustee Danny Kelly are with us today. Thank you. Also joining us today are several members of the President's Advisory Council: Dan Phillips, Laura Olson, Susan Seaman, Heidi Gwyneth, Ken Hammock, Denise Vanden Boss, Jana Gagnon, Chris Albright, and Rex Bone. I would like to introduce our administrative team: Keith Flamer, President Superintendent; Carrie Mayer, Interim Vice President of Instruction; Crystal Morse, Interim Vice President of Student Services; Marty Coelho, Executive Director of the Foundation; Peter Blakemore, Executive Dean of Arts and Sciences; Mike Haley, Executive Dean of Career Education and Workforce Development; Rory Johnson, Dean of Del Norte Education Center and Pelican Bay; and Ryan Connor, Dean of Enrollment Services. I want to express my gratitude for the resilience that you have shown during the last 2 years. We have welcomed the 2020 year riding on the high tide of momentum. Little did we know that within 2 months, we would face the unknown enemy, COVID-19. We have been through things that have challenged us before: power outages, earthquakes, accreditation sanctions. This time, however, the pandemic seemed never ending. But we kept moving forward, and it took more than resilience to do so. It took tenacity. Thanks to the resilience and tenacity of our faculty, staff, and students, we are beginning to see signs of positive change. We unveiled a new education master plan during the pandemic. I want again to express my deep appreciation to Professor Chris Gaines for his leadership in developing the EMP Guiding Coalition, as well as the writing team of Peter Blakemore, John Johnston, Levi Gill, and Molly Blakemore. It is appropriate to publicly thank the members of the Guiding Coalition for helping to craft the document that provides a roadmap that will lead the college forward. Please stand so we can properly thank you for your commitment to the planning process. Gary Sokolow, Aaron Wall. Thank you. Sean Thomas, Carrie Mayer, John Pedicino. Thank you. Derek Glavich. John Johnston. Wendy Riggs. Philip Mankis. Levi Gill. Peter Blakemore. Reno Giovanetti. Shannon Walkley. And Natalia Margulis. I also want to thank Angelina Hill for her participation in the planning process. Despite all odds, our student success metrics have remained strong. Our fall to spring persistence of 63%, course retention of 87%, course success of 72%, and our 2020-21 degree and certification completion numbers have all remained above our institution set standards. Additionally, we have not lost ground in our vision for success goals related to completions, transfer degrees, and average degree accumulation of degree earners. These are major achievements in the COVID age. We saw small but acceptable enrollment growth this summer semester over the prior year. As of August 11th, our enrollment and FTS for this fall was ahead of where we were in fall of 2021. That's great. And thanks to the CR Foundation, we established 2 funding sources to support academic and economic innovation. The Economic Innovation Fund will provide grants to faculty, staff, and students to develop projects that have positive economic impact on the college and the community. The Academic Innovation Fund will provide mini grants to support faculty projects, which align with our Education Master Plan. What is particularly exciting to see is that the Outdoor Campus Collaborative, led by Professors Valerie Elder, Maria Morrow, and Karen Rice, is moving forward due to the hard work of Morgan Solom, Silas Servinsky, and Mike Haley. We will receive $300,000 from the state to support the OCC. Stand and be recognized, please. Mental health has been a concern for some, but now with the pandemic, we have seen a rise in stress, anxiety, and depression among students. To help, we are adding more mental health counselors along with more flexible options to ensure that students get the help they need. We committed to create, thank you, yes, that's very big. We committed to create a new basic needs center that will help students feel less isolated and alone, provide them with referrals to outside services and opportunities, and inform them of on and off-campus supports. We formed the President's Council, whose goal is to strengthen partnerships with a diverse group of leaders who can help us adapt as a college to meet the changing needs of our workforce and community. Dan and Laura and several of the President's Council members have joined us today and will talk more about this important group. Achievements like these do not happen on their own. They require a paradigm shift, a cultural adjustment. For us, this shift started when we declared student success, a commitment to make sure that the college thrives long into the future, and a pledge to remove each and every barrier that stands in the way of students succeeding to be our no excuse priorities. And great learning is possible only with talented faculty. We have the opportunity to welcome 11 new remarkable faculty to our already impressive cadre of colleagues this year, 8 for the Eureka campus and 3 for Del Norte Pelican Bay. We have initiated the mid-year hiring processes for a new full-time faculty in aquaculture and business for Del Norte Pelican Bay. We are reinitiating the faculty mentoring program. We recognize that this is a unique moment to be joining the college, and the faculty mentoring program will allow our new faculty members to build connections with new colleagues, develop networks, and learn about the resources at CR that will help support their future success. The mentoring program is led by Bernadette Johnson and George Batamianos. We realize now more than ever that while some of our student populations may need virtual access for instruction, we see true value in providing face-to-face classes that allows students to engage in-person learning and collaboration. Properly designed and equipped spaces can enhance learning by inviting interactions and encouraging collaborations. We expect the construction of our new creative arts building to be completed in time for the start of the fall 2023 semester. Shortly thereafter, we will demolish the old building and create space for future projects. We're in the final stages of planning for a new 80,000 square foot physical education and fieldhouse complex and a new multi-story residential hall. We anticipate starting construction of the PE complex late next fall with an expected completion date of fall of 2024. Plans for the new dorm include 3 stories of living space, increased bed capacity, a dining center, and shared community spaces. We project it to be complete in the fall of 2024 as well. It is clear that when we support our students, they reach for the stars and, because of their own grit and determination, often surpass our expectations. Take, for example, Athens Marone. Athens was a first, there we go, some applause. Athens was a first-generation student who came to us from a single-mother household. He thought he would forego higher education and go straight to work to help support his mom and siblings. That would have been the easy route for him, to financially help them, but he knew that to break generational patterns and create a difference, he had to go further than that. The only way for him to do that successfully was to go to a community college away from home, but close to the university he eventually wanted to transfer to. So he came to CR. CR was the first space where instructors and staff actually took the time to listen and help him. His counselor, Diane Cadillo, helped him get connected to community resources and start therapy for the first time in his life. Taking care of his mental health is what he needed to balance his personal, work, and academic life. Athens eventually graduated and will transfer to Cal Poly Humboldt this fall. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Athens is now a full-time student services specialist in our counseling department. Another example is Shamika Keel. Her academic, go ahead, please. Her academic journey began with little discipline, guidance, focus, or awareness of what resources were available to her. She was challenged with trying to balance her classes, working, raising a 2-year-old, and dealing with a chaotic family life. Her brother had several severe manic episodes, resulting in having to be hospitalized. She eventually refocused on her education and graduated with an AS in social work and human services and an AA in liberal arts, behavioral, and social science last spring. Thanks to the support she received in the Multicultural and Diversity Center and her own determination, she was accepted into Spelman University, where she intends to get a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in social work with a focus on mental health. I was told that she was one of 573 women who was accepted to Spelman out of 9,000 applicants. You can probably come up with hundreds of additional examples of how our faculty and staff make a difference in the lives of our students. It has been a difficult few years, but years that have seen our tenacity. Where do we go from here? What is our way forward? First and foremost, we must remain committed to our education master plan. We are on a mission to become a more nimble, more accessible, and more relevant to the communities we serve, and to prepare our students for the emergence of new industries and the jobs the future will demand. We take to heart the lessons learned during the pandemic. We are making a commitment to continue to build our distance education program and offer new degrees and certificates that support economic growth in our communities and that make fiscal sense. Our dream is to have College of the Redwoods remain a leader in educating human beings to be better thinkers and more productive members of civil society, and all of us are a part of this dream. No matter what your role is, we need you. Your resilience and your tenacity are our strengths. If you want to help fulfill a student's dream, if you want to make a generational impact, if you want to uplift your community, if you want to be part of the solution, then this is your chance. This is our chance. Let's do this together. Every day I come to work, I come with optimism and pride. I certainly hope you feel the same. Our best days are yet to come. Thank you for your commitment and thank you for your support. Now, I would like to call on Aaliyah Dunphy, Interim Director of Human Resources, to introduce our new employees.
So I've taken speech class 3 times, so forgive me ahead of time for any nervousness or butchering a name, but I get the privilege of introducing new employees that we have and also honoring existing employees. And also I get to play Oprah and give away gifts. So we don't have any cars or anything like that, but we do have some trees that we can give away. I'd like to begin with welcoming our new classified employees. We have Travis Amer. If you're here, you can stand up. And if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Alexandra Baker. Joshua Barkley. Andrea Bright. Jonathan Broadhurst. Henry Buchanan, Dalen Campbell, Lily Chin, Jalissa Esslinger, Rebecca Gwynn, Jessica Kahali, Andre LaRoque, Iris Leo Contreras, Olivia Lopez, Cody Love, Athens Marone, Kelly Mottershead, Elizabeth Marquez, William Oliveira, Jason Patton, Christine Reher, Amador Rentera, John Rios, Carla Sanchi, Cheyenne Sorling, Robin Schaefer, Gussie Solemn, Rachel Warzy, Jonathan Webster. And next, I'd like to introduce our new confidential employees, Julie Gilbride, Mitchell Lucky. And at this time, I'd like to recognize our newly hired faculty members, Asintra Aji, Natalie Dirks, Carolyn Fizette, Susan Gare, Trevor Hartman, Robert Landry, Madeline Lopez, Teresa McBride, Elizabeth Novecki, Kyle Shamp. I'll let him catch up with me. And then Jason White. Next up, we have, we're going to recognize our new managers this year. Cedric Aaron Jr., Kevin Carter, Leigh Dooley, Irene Gonzalez Herrera, and Jason Mackey. Now we're going to get into honoring our staff who've been here for many years and their years of service. It's wonderful to have new faces, but it's a gift to have staff who come back and faculty who come back year after year and devote their lives to impacting our campus and impacting our community. When we get to the 20-year mark, we'd like to ask you to come up, and then I get to play Oprah for you. Celebrating 5 years of service are Erica Barber, Leonard Belkler, Emily Chang, Anthony Fink, Allison Formica. We have Stephanie Fryermuth, Levi Gill, Michelle Hoper, Ruth Jensen, and Hart Mendenhall. In 5 years continued, Ashley Mitchell, Jonathan Pace, Sherry Porter, and Megan Schroeder. All right, the people who got two whole hands, 10 years of service. We have Heidi Bareilles, Johanna Peterson Helzer, Cheryl Merton, Janet Sesmelch, and Sally Urban. Now, 3 whole hands of service, 15 years of service. We have Rodney Bethune. Rodney's got some fans out there. Patricia Nyberg. All right, here's our 4 whole hands. I saw some, the math majors are not in that section. And not up here either. So those celebrating 20 years of service. That's 2 decades of their life devoted to this campus, to our students. We want them to come to the stage. Peter Blakemore. Dun, 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 dun. Deanna Herrera. Yeah. And Aaron Wall. Peter asked me if he had to stand up here. 20 whole years, yes, you do. Thank you. All right, we have individuals who've been here for 25 years. We want to honor Bob Brown. A little faster, Bob, a little faster, come on.
Not after 25 years.
Maggie White. Nope. She might make me do push-ups or something. No. Here you go. Thank you. And Anna Duffy. She's not here. We will save her tree for her. All right. Next up, 30 years of service. 30 years of service. Look. Jesse Rito, please come forward. Yeah, you deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I love the camaraderie. Thank you for your years of service. And you too could be up here getting a tree. So keep moving forward. All right, I get to continue to play Oprah a little bit more. As they're making their way to their seats, we want to present an award for the 2021-2022 Classified Employee of the Year. Now, I wish I could have an air of mystery, so I'm going to read a little bit, but immediately you're going to really know who it is. So I'll give the illusion of mystery. This employee is great at her job and always willing to jump in and help. She makes sure to always have the KT campus feel included. Her role encompasses not only regular division work, but also outreach to incoming students through organizing conferences and events, leading tours for prospective students at HCOE to show them what our career education programs are like, and connecting them with faculty to learn more about our departments, onboarding career education faculty, and even leading tours to prospective faculty to ensure we have the best of the best, managing the budgets for many career programs and more. She has added her own ideas and projects to the mix, and she does all of this efficiently and humbly, while also making meaningful connections with our faculty, student, staff, HCOE, and community that benefit our school as a whole. Plus, she has obligatory put on the coarse hairy costume on more than one occasion. Oh yes, she should get a bonus for that. Gussie Solomon is the first person that people interact with when they enter into the CE office, and her kindness and cheerfulness set the tone for further interactions. Gussie successfully interacts with community members, students, faculty, staff, and is able to guide the people that need assistance to the right person, resource, or process. She is reliable, and the work that she completes is both dependable and directly serves students and faculty. Gussie is at the heart of all operations within the division requiring documentation. Gussie remains the only CR employee that has sold a tiny house. Oh. Sure. Amber would like us to go back because apparently I slipped up and missed 2 slides. I told you this wasn't my thing. Thank you.
You're going. Take a moment to announce our nominees.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to jump back.
Yeah, I don't think you have all of them. You have, I think you're missing some pages. Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right, I'm glad this is live. You know, real life happens. I'm not turning red. I'm not fainting. I'll keep going. So I announced one of the winners before announcing the nominees. So sorry to all the nominees, I apologize. But wait, there is an element of mystery. So I'll keep you hanging on. We would like to honor this year's Classified Employee of the Year. Let's take a moment to recognize all of the nominees for Classified Employee of the Year. Haley Cisneros, Tori Eagles, Jade Ewan, Eamon Wang, Nate Keys, Robert Pitney, Amy Miller, Esmeralda Ramirez, Jose Ramirez, Ron Rudin, Michelle Sanborn, Jose Serrano, Teresa Sisson, Gussie Solemn, apparently, Sarah Stolt, and Greg Cheleno. All right, so here's the air of mystery. We have 2 winners. Ooh. So I already read off Gussie's. So congratulations, Gussie. But we have one more winner. And I'll read a little bit off, and then it'll become apparent as well. There are areas of the college that are notoriously underappreciated. The things that happen in silence and in the background that make things run smoothly. The things that people only notice when they stop working. Most people who work at CR don't know the sacrifice and time that this person has given over the last year to make sure they get paid. Somebody loves a paycheck around here. Always positive, always professional, and 100% committed to the mission of the college. This person has been an integral portion of the payroll department, and it has been a challenging year for the payroll department, and they have tackled unexpected changes professionally and efficiently. They have demonstrated dedication to getting the job done, regularly working extreme overtime hours. This person has consistently met the payroll deadlines and takes time to deepen their understanding of the process and the department while maintaining a high level of customer service. They always try to apply the how can we do this better and more efficient rule to whatever they do. They are committed to management and improvement of the payroll department and the success of College of the Redwoods. This person is hardworking and committed, and a committed employee, and CR is lucky to have him. Our second winner for the CSEA Employee of the Year is Jose Serrano. Can both Gussie and Jose come forward? Gussie and Jose, come forward for your award. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Here you go. You're welcome. Congratulations. There are people, a few words. Photograph time. All right. I messed up my own Oprah moment. All right. Next up, we're going to be the Catherine G. Smith Leadership Award, recognizing an individual employee or a group of employees who embody both the letter and the spirit of leadership excellence within the CR community. This year, our committee was tied, and it is extremely fitting that given both of these individuals' success in leadership is interdependent of one another. Their collaborative excellence embodies the spirit of innovative leadership that impacts our staff, our students, and the community. So I'll give you the winners in just a second, but I'm gonna brag on them for a little bit. This comes directly from the nominations forms. So the first individual was nominated by Levi Gill, and these are his words. This person has consistently demonstrated excellence in all of these areas. Well, this gives it away. Both as the Dean of Del Norte Education Center and as the Director of Pelican Bay Scholars Program. But of these two positions, it is his service as a Director of the Pelican Bay Scholars Program that exemplifies his excellence. You know who it is. Through Rory's guidance and vision, the Pelican Bay Scholars Program has become a program that is acknowledged statewide as being innovative and excellent. During the years of navigating, During the years of navigating, navigating COVID, he had to guide the process of moving the program to a correspondence program. But even as we did this, Roy was committed not just to make another correspondence program, of which there are already many, but one that maintained our innovative and excellence, which we have done. The next person was nominated by Ashley Knowlton. Ashley states, for several years now, this person has shown consistent dedication and commitment to our Pelican Bay Scholars community, as well as consistent dedication and commitment to district-wide DEI initiatives, even after our program went through rapid changes. Tori has excelled as a leader and mentor for faculty, staff, and students in our program. When our scholars program abruptly shifted from face-to-face to correspondence modality, something that none of us had done before, this person demonstrated an immense amount of bravery, flexibility, and perseverance. Our two winners and recipients of the Catherine G. Smith Leadership Award are Rory Johnson and Tori Eagles.
No Tory Chapter, but
Speech.
No, what?
Okay, no speech.
I will say that I'm really honored to be recognized with Tori on this. It's something she's really earned. Sorry. No. Thank you. This is an honor. Kathy Smith was actually one of my original mentors. So to receive this honor in her name is it's truly heartwarming. So thank you.
We'll now be taking a short break, and when we reconvene in 5 minutes, we'll hear our keynote speakers, Dan Phillips and Laura Olson.
Okay.
So both of these are working. Both of these ones are working.
Lights on.
Okay, cool.
Get it connected. And, you know, yeah, I mean, I can also run it. You can always run it through. Then if you have to take it off, though, or work, there we go. I know. All right. Probably should have tested. So has it been tested?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Good. Is anyone introducing me, or I'm just walk up and I stop?
Yeah, no, Gary, let them introduce you.
Okay. Let's. Good morning. How are you? Okay. Try this one. Yeah. What? Okay. Hold it down for a second. Okay. You know, so because otherwise you're sitting.
It should be here. That's his, I think that's his script.
That's mine.
Yep.
All right.
No, you're good. Don't worry. So they're going to do their speeches, and then I'll change the slides after.
I was. This is hard. So we should.
All right. I'm excited. Cool. Thank you. Place where you can see them.
Good morning.
Where's the cat?
I know. Good morning. If you could please take your seats, we'll get ready for the next portion of our program. I'm loving all of the hugging that I see going on out there. Thank you. Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Carrie Mayer. I'm the Interim Vice President of Instruction. And I have to say, thank you. I have to tell you that my heart is really full this morning to be in your presence. It has been a long time since we've been together, and it feels really good. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. It is my pleasure to introduce the following two special guests who are currently serving as co-chairs of CR's President's Council. The first, CR alumnus Dan Phillips, will share with you a bit about his incredible story. It started in Bridgeville and Fortuna and recently culminated in his service as the Chief Technology Officer of the popular streaming service Hulu. Our second guest is Laura Olson, who currently serves as Executive Director of the Patricia D. and William B. Smullen Foundation, and who brings with her over 20 years of impactful philanthropic leadership in our community. Both Dan and Laura share a love for CR and the work that we do, and they bring unique perspectives to the question, how does CR become more agile, relevant, and responsive to our community? It is with great pleasure that I introduce our keynote speakers, Dan Phillips and Laura Olson.
Thank you. Can you hear me? I think it's working well. Well, great to be with all of you here today, this morning. Before I get started, I just want to, say that our hearts and thoughts go out to Keith and his family at this time, a real challenge. So we're certainly thinking of them today. My name is Dan Phillips, and as mentioned, my roots run deep on the North Coast. My childhood was spent in the mountains of Bridgeville, where I attended elementary school, all 6 of us in that graduating class, followed by that big move, to the big city of Fortuna, so I could play sports and attend high school. In high school, there was never a doubt that CR would be the next step in my education. But I certainly didn't know the profound role that CR would play in my life. CR is where I had some of my greatest joy, competing in sports, and where some of my most valuable lessons were learned in leadership, teamwork, setting big goals, and working your butt off to achieve those goals. And it was where I received my first AA degree, one of 2, and where I got much of the breadth of my education. It's where, I took that first, or that class in art appreciation that I carried with me throughout my life, of a love of art, place, time, and history. Remember Mr. Reiner's anatomy class. I'm still figuring out where the origin, insertion, and points are with all the muscles. While I was going to say my path wasn't a straight one, like many of the students that come here, as far as my education goes. While working in the lumber mill at Ill River Sawmills and coaching football and wrestling at Fortuna, it was CR that I headed back to when I decided that I needed to complete my education. It's where I took that first computer class, and where ultimately I completed a second AA degree in computer science that inspired my path in technology. I would go on to complete 2 degrees at HSU, one in computer information systems and a second in business administration. I would lead a research initiative at NASA Ames and start a software company, Metasystems, there in Arcata with a professor of mine. It was the start of this 30-year plus career in technology. Okay, thanks for indulging me a bit as I reminisce about how CR changed my trajectory in my life. But looking forward is much more, I think, interesting and inspiring. I'm truly excited about the opportunity and the future that lie ahead of our beloved North Coast. We find ourselves at a pivotal moment in our history, a place where a few years ago could only be described as a fleeting dream or even a fantasy. But here we are. We see major investments in the bay, with the fish farms and other activity. Investments in this massive energy wind farm off our coast, with Humboldt Bay potentially serving as the basis for the entire West Coast. A few years back, who would have predicted that Humboldt County would become a major center on the information highway and one of the most connected places on the planet? Or that Humboldt State would become California's third polytechnic university? Last time that happened was in 1936. Supported, of course, by a powerful and historic partnership with CR, and much, much more all coming together. But the challenge is in what we do at this moment to seize the opportunity. A thriving local economy means a diverse economy and a diverse job market. We all now can visualize a thriving North Coast with a broad array of industries, both private and public, from mom and pop shops to small, medium, and large businesses spread across a host of sectors: farming and ranching, healthcare, energy, construction, technology, the arts, and much more. Some that we haven't even conceived of today. This vision requires jobs at every educational and experience level. And this vision has our educational institutions excelling in its mission to prepare our young people to fulfill the need. The reason it's so easy for us to envision this thriving North Coast is because it's already starting to materialize before us. I'm so excited to see CR come forward with a master plan that matches this moment, as CR plays such an instrumental role in our ability to realize the opportunity that's before us. Whether it's preparing students to complete a 4-year degree at a university, to provide a 2-year degree needed for a chosen career such as nursing or at the police academy, or many more, or to supplement someone's current education, or to provide a few key classes to enrich our lives and enable someone to move to the next level in their career. It's CR that will prepare the North Coast workforce. Agile, relevant, responsive to the community. How appropriate is this theme as CR responds to the challenge of the moment? If I had to give educators one piece of advice from my world, it's to embrace agility. The core of what you teach in most disciplines holds constant over time. And certainly the core principles are as relevant today as they were 30 years ago, maybe even more so. But the ability to adapt to a changing environment and to apply those principles in a changing landscape, making them relevant, well, that's truly powerful. Certainly COVID has provided us a lesson in the need for agility. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to be here and learn a bit more about the CR outdoor campus that some of your colleagues have brought forward and I heard mentioned earlier. What a powerful example that is in agility and responding to the moment. As you can hear my voice, I'm pretty excited about the future of our area. It's why I decided to engage and do all that I can to help, as I know so many others are as well. It's why I decided to join Laura Olson in co-chairing CR's President's Council, and it's why I'm chairing Cal Poly Humboldt's Boldly Rising campaign in support of Humboldt's transition to a polytech. That's why I donated $1 million to fund scholarships for local students attending CR and Cal Poly Humboldt. And it's why John Ballard and I, thank you. Thank you. It's why John Ballard and I are starting Lost Coast Ventures. It's a nonprofit public benefit organization to support and enable entrepreneurial activities at Cal Poly Humboldt and at College of Redwoods, where we will provide sustained mentoring and seed capital to commercialize promising business concepts that have the potential to scale and provide jobs and economic growth on the North Coast. And it's where we will ultimately, all the proceeds will ultimately go back to the institutions, Cal Poly Humboldt or College of the Redwoods. While my comments have focused on preparing young people to meet the needs of our economy and the opportunity in front of us, I do want to take a moment and emphasize the importance of a full, well-rounded education. As someone who hires 200 plus people every year, I've found that it is the people with breadth in their education and experience that are most successful. They are the people that are, the best team members, better at responding to the changing needs of the organization, and most likely to grow into leadership roles. Even in a highly technical organization like Hulu, and where I ran the most technical of teams, written and oral communication skills, critical thinking, decision-making, interpersonal, teamwork skills, and so much more are just as important as any technical skills. And if you're moving into leadership or management, even more so. So in closing, I want to say something about education and about educators in general. I believe that the greatest way to have impact that reverberates across society and improve the world around us is to invest in education. It's through education where you lift up whole families and where entire communities can be elevated. It's how quality of life is improved at scale and where the solutions to some of our world's biggest challenges will come. The butterfly effect of education is truly, truly profound. So, to the educators and the staff in the room, thank you for what you do. What you do each and every day matters so much. You've chosen a career to have impact and to make a difference. I would even venture to say that even you yourself don't have a full appreciation for the far-reaching impact that you've had and the difference that you've made in many lives. So thank you. We are here to support you and the important work that you're doing. So with that, thank you, and I'd like to hand it over to my co-chair, Laura.
Good morning, everyone. Oh boy, that's loud. Okay, the mic is working, I think. Good to see you all today. I'm really pleased to be here. And first, I wanted to send my positive thoughts out to Keith along with Dan. We know he would love to be here today, and we're really missing him. So I'm Laura Olson. That lovely picture right there. My hair's a little shorter. I am the executive director of the Patricia D. and William B. Smullen Foundation, a private family foundation that makes grants in Northern California and Southern Oregon in the topic areas of health and education. The foundation also has scholarship funds at 6 different colleges and universities in that same region. The focus on education is how I came to be standing on this stage today. I'll give you a little more career background. I've been in this role for almost 7 years. and I've worked in the field of philanthropy on the North Coast for 23 years. Prior to the Smullen Foundation, I was a program officer at the California Endowment, a $3 billion foundation, that's billion with a B, and I had about a $3.5 million personal grant budget per year. Before that, I spent 10 years at the Humboldt Area Foundation as a program officer. Many of you know Humboldt Area Foundation, our local community foundation. So I came to the North Coast 33 years ago, so I'm not a local yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working backward through my life for a reason. Similar to Dan's history that he talked about here locally, I think my educational history's impact on my life trajectory has relevance to our conversation. Like Dan, I also attended community college, but in my local community down in Southern California where I grew up. I was 17, I graduated from high school, and I just assumed that was what was next. I wish everyone made that assumption today. I don't think we do as much anymore, unfortunately. But it was inexpensive and accessible. But more importantly, it was there that I learned almost all the skills that set me on my life path and led to my success in the field of philanthropy. The broad range of courses I took in 2 short years gave me great communication skills, writing skills, accounting and math skills, political science and science general knowledge, and, well, maybe not public speaking skills. I think I need to take that class next semester, perhaps. So I also learned about relationships, collaboration, and responsibility. I was acquiring such a broad range of skills at the time that I actually worked at managing a small accounting office at the same time I was going to school, my sophomore year. So I went off to university, Chico State, where I majored in liberal arts and partying. But I did graduate, amazingly, and I was only 21 when I graduated, and I had a degree in English. And then I said, now what? Now what do I do? But I had this broad range of skills. And so I went back to LA and I landed this job in a small production company in Hollywood. So I worked there for 8 years, and we'll just skip over that segment of my life. And, you know, if you're going to talk to me about it, we can have a glass of wine sometime and do that. But anyway, I started rethinking my life. Here I am in the city in Los Angeles, and I'm thinking, I don't belong here. This isn't right for me. So I wanted to do something meaningful. Not that making TV commercials wasn't meaningful, but I really, really wanted to be in somewhere rural and doing something else. So I enrolled in community college, and I went to a college nearby where they had a Introduction to Forestry class. And I took this class, and the instructor was amazing, and he took us out into the forest to learn. And that's no small feat in Los Angeles, right? So he tells me, go enroll at HSU and take forestry. So I did that, and I got a master's in natural resources ultimately. And the rest would be history, except that when I graduated, there were very few jobs in natural resources in the Humboldt County region. So I had a broad range of skills. So I got a job. And most of those skills were skills I got back when I was in the community college. I landed a job which was meant to be temporary as an assistant at Humboldt Area Foundation. And I was promoted into programmatic work and was there for 10 years, and the rest is history. So that was a long story, but it's to highlight that all of you are what I had back then for this generation of students. You're the faculty and staff that inspire and encourage students. You connect them to opportunities and support systems. You ensure that students develop knowledge and skills across a broad spectrum of topic areas in both sciences and liberal arts. And that also includes life skills, tech skills, relationship skills, collaboration, and responsibility. A wide breadth of skills is what gets people promoted. Ask Dan over there. It's what leads to people like me having choices about what they invest their work time in, and even that it can be something that makes them happy. And while they earn good wages and contribute to solutions and greater good in society. So speaking of greater good, I wanted to touch on my work with the Smullen Foundation. As I mentioned, health and education are our priorities, and I believe these are intricately connected. In fact, there's a whole ton of data about that, but I will spare you the PowerPoint with all the graphs and the numbers on it, because I think you know that because of your experiences. The social determinants of health are the economic and social conditions that influence health. We know that higher education improves economic and social conditions. It gives people choices, better financial stability, and empowers them. So in my career, I've funded everything from teen groups organizing to reduce alcohol availability in neighborhoods, to cultural prescribed burns on tribal lands, to improving the quality of lunches in schools, all toward the social determinants of health. But also, the Smullen Foundation recently provided a $1.5 million grant to the local food bank because many people are really struggling right now. We've supported a number of communities in their response and recovery to the recent fires. Those are important things, helping improve the safety net for people and responding to emergencies. But it's important to also think about how to work what we call upstream. You probably heard the analogy of someone downstream pulling people from the water over and over, saving one person at a time, but never going upstream to find out why they're falling in. Well, community college keeps people from falling in. It prepares people for the success in all the ways that I've talked about. So I just want to go back to the Smullen scholarships for a minute. Those are wonderful, as Dan said. Scholarships are amazing. They help pay for college. So that's great, right? It's totally wonderful. But also, the Smullen Foundation has been supporting a program at now Cal Poly Humboldt. I have to remember that every time. That supports stipends for students while they work in businesses in the community while going to college. This is actually one of our most important upstream programs. The reason is the multiple outcomes. It helps students earn some money to help pay for college, but it also helps them learn to show up as professionals, complete a project, build their resume, and make community connections. It helps the businesses get some work done, but it also helps them gain knowledge that's cutting edge from students that are learning current trends and techniques. And it helps them find employees. And many of these businesses have actually hired those interns, which is amazing. And it's also a way for the university to improve the interface between campus and the community in a positive way. It builds workforce through a variety of career paths, not just for-profit businesses, but in nonprofits and government and other public benefit types of jobs. Students we surveyed during the program actually said they're super interested in those kinds of jobs, and we really need that. So we're excited about the potential to support more of those types of opportunities, and including expanding to CR and other communities and institutions. So speaking of the interface between college and community, that's a good segue to talking about our President's Council. Some of our advisory group were able to make it here today, and they're sitting right here in front. And I'll let them introduce themselves in just a minute to y'all. There's a total of 17 members, and we spend a lot of time selecting and recruiting in order to get a wide variety of perspectives and interests at the table. These are not just industry folks, but people from small business, city and county government, tribes, philanthropy, ag and timber, education, and health. They are people that think across sectors, not just about their business, and have the ability to envision a future where Humboldt is a strong region that can participate at a state, federal, and global scale. In addition, these are people who each have incredible networks around them, so when we get out into the community to start initiatives or programs, they have a lot of folks to it's like, I don't know what happened to the lights, but anyway, it's pretty funny.
Brighter over here.
I know, I'm like, well, I walk, Anyway, they have lots of people to draw on in the community because of their networks. They believe CR is incredibly important to the strength and well-being of the community. They understand the region is in a period of great growth and opportunity and want to help CR be positioned to take advantage of this moment in time. Okay, so the council's charter I want to talk about briefly. It was provided by Keith as a starting place, but it's also about how we can support you all into the future. He gave us license to use the knowledge and talent of these folks on the committee to think creatively about the community-college interface. It's about helping to align workforce, certificate, and degree path needs, looking for opportunities to create more experiential learning, helping CR understand the meta skills that are valuable and transferable to all industries, and helping CR develop its support for entrepreneurship and innovation in our community. And of course, all with an accessibility and equity lens. So starting there, and based on individual interviews that Dan and I did with committee members, initial meetings with the group, and review and alignment with your educational master plan, several topic areas were prioritized and work groups formed around those. They are inspiring, motivating, and exploring with young people the opportunities of college to career pathways, creating and supporting real-world learning opportunities, innovations in organizational design, and imagining partnerships and learning laboratories on CR campus or in the community. The committees have met a couple times, and we're just learning and exploring ideas at this point. We anticipate continuing as long as needed by you all and Keith and the broader community. So at this point, I wanted to let the committee members that were here today introduce themselves, and we'll pass a mic amongst them and let them share why they felt it was important to join the committee.
Hi, Rex Bone. I graduated from CR 48 years ago. I'm a high school dropout. Left high school, went to Mexico, came back in the spring quarter and thought it was a great thing. I was excited and honored to be on this council, but some of the things that are happening right now, the relationship that Cal Poly and CR, I have never seen a relationship that strong. And I've been, back in the days when it was Harvard on the Hill and nobody, everybody came from out of town and went there. And it starts with the nursing program, which affects us all. Dr. Jackson and Dr. Flamer, it's amazing what's doing, and with the people that are here making it happen. So that's huge. I applaud the board for getting that done. The free tuition has been great. But Dan hit on a couple things about the education. I took an alphabet soup. I took welding, truck driving, psychology, advertising from Dick Adams, buy your TV from Dick. Larry Dawson, I think, was my psychology teacher. That's a long time ago. I can't even remember. But great people, learned a lot of great things. But the education was really cool. But I took a lot of night classes because I worked full-time. I had 2 jobs. So it was the relationships I made. Because a lot of and I don't know if this still, the night classes seems to have an older student body. So you connected with the business community, and those are relationships that you make that will last forever, much like your high school relationship. So CR fostered that, and I've been a big fan of CR ever since. So I appreciate this opportunity. Lord, I really appreciate, I love this advisory council. I love living here for 65 plus years. Joe Davis, the chair of the Hupa tribe, lived with me in high school when he was going to high school down here. I mean, and there's relationships all the way through with the whole board, you know, with a lot of them. So again, thank you for indulging me, and honored to be able to serve. Doesn't pay very well.
Hi, I'm Chris Albright from O&M Industries. Real simple, I absolutely believe in the education. It's critical of the role that CR plays, and I just want to try to support us. It's a major part where we go to recruit our personnel. Next week, I'll be at Shasta College. Later in the fall, I'll be at Butte. It's community colleges are key. That's all.
Thanks, everybody. I'm Jana Gagnon. As those who know me well know, I always bring notes. The vast majority of the Blue Lake Rancheria's climate resilient infrastructure, our microgrids, our solar arrays, our battery storage, our biodiesel manufacturing plant, these all started out as student-led projects with their professor and teacher mentors. So we've witnessed the power of students working on real-world problems. Thanks to the student work at BLR, the tribe was able to deliver emergency services to a good portion of the region during the 2019 public safety power outages that affected the whole of Northern California. And just to bring that home, during that event, because of the student work, because of work that you do, we were able to save 4 lives at a minimum in that event. College of the Redwoods is an anchor of this kind of innovation in our region. We need more people with the skills to solve the climate crisis and manage the economic opportunities before us. We've heard a little bit about that so far, but it's broadband, it's offshore wind energy, it's aquaculture, and the transitions to clean energy and clean transportation. President Flamer and the College of the Redwoods, all of you are at the forefront of all of this and developing ever stronger strategic partnerships to move even faster in the work that's before us is why I am honored to be on this council. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Heidi Gwyneth, and I've been here in Humboldt County for 31 years. I've been a educational practitioner for 30 of those years, primarily in TK-12 education. I had the opportunity to design the Decade of Difference, for those of you who might be familiar with that. I also had the privilege of being the lead architect for the I've Been Admitted to College program that CR now has embraced as their own, and you've facilitated for several years on your own, where we bring all 7th grade students from the county up to College of the Redwoods in their 7th grade year and up to Cal Polytechnic Humboldt in their 8th grade year, so they can see firsthand the incredible opportunities that exist before them. I also had the opportunity to be the lead designer of the Innovate Business Challenge competition, where we, through the County Office of Education, we'd start with about 150 youth-inspired ideas that were really innovative and timely. Some were focused on sustainability, and we would narrow that down to the top 5 and have basically a Shark Tank-like experience where they would vie for competitive prizes and mentorships and advertising. So anyway, I also serve on Cal Polytechnic's Advancement Foundation. I've been a superintendent. I was the assistant superintendent of Humboldt County Schools. My main objective is to be a liaison between the TK-12 and the TK-16 continuum and beyond, to be a partner between both facilities, to make sure, institutions, to make sure that we are working in alignment with one another, and to be the bridge to the young population, which I have to say, I know I'm over my time, I'll finish real quick. I have to say, being a practitioner, I actually wound up being the superintendent and then having to step in as the principal of a middle school that I was the superintendent for because of an unexpected absence. Our kids are really, really impacted right now. And so what I want to encourage us all is to embrace these young folks who aren't quite as developed as they may have been in the past, with an open heart and open arms. They are bright as whips. They're eager. Just their social emotional development is a little bit delayed because of the circumstances we've been in. So be kind and be patient, and thank you so much for everything that you do.
I'm Susan Seaman. I'm the mayor of Eureka, but also I have worked for AEDC, Arcata Economic Development Corporation, for the past 15 years. Love working in economic development. When I started, the question was, how are we going to find jobs for our kids when they grow up? We have now found ourselves with lots of opportunity, and the question is, how are our kids going to find, how are they going to be able to afford to live here when they grow up? Our conversations are big, they're ethereal often, as they tend to get when you're talking about systems. And there's something about the work that's done at College of the Redwoods that is so grounding and important. Opportunities for the people that I hang out with, they're so exciting, but opportunities mean change. Change means fear. And I think that College of the Redwoods is just that practical application that really helps us alleviate those fears. Also, when we talk about these great opportunities in front of us, they're going to bring more people, which will mean we need more police officers, and we have the police academy here. We're going to need more childcare providers. We're going to need more tradesmen. We're going to need, not just in the areas of opportunity and growth, but the things that you guys have been doing forever that help our whole community run smoothly. So I'm so honored to be part of this group. Love the work that you've been doing, and never underestimate the massive importance of a community college.
Hi, I'm Ken Hammock. I love to see on the banners as we're walking up to the theater today, the future is everywhere. Well, I'm a futurist. I've been doing this my whole life, so I think I'm in the right place at the right time because I'm the biggest optimist in the world. This region is in an enviable position if we play our cards right. So I'm just going to say I'm involved with a lot of people through the region who are writing a new book for what we might look like in the next 20 years. I ask you to join us, and I know we're going to be having more detailed conversations, so I'll just tell you the topics and the chapters of the book, and you can join us to converse about those if you want. One is about our regenerative or sustainable future. In the next 20 years, we're going to have to do a lot of building. So an indigenous project I'm involved with, we're thinking of bringing hempcrete, a technology that France has honed into the point where the EU has certified this material to be 15 stories high rises in Paris. They're carbon negative projects. So we have this technology in hand that we can develop locally with our own CR, trained workforce, and we have control of our own destiny. As a futurist, I don't predict the future. I don't know why people do or try. So we work with scenarios, we create stories. And the other thing I'm really involved with is trying to engage the 35-year-old and under leaders in our region, in our tribes, to be involved with this bigger thinking. And through scenarios, we can look at 20 years and write 4 storyboards and then play. And we say, wow, if that's the future of the next 20 years, what do we do as a community? How do we work together? How can we collaborate? What resources do we have? But it also helps you start to be proactively thinking, oh boy, we need to start making some investments to prepare for those types of challenges. So those are the kinds of things I'm working on, and I couldn't be happier to join this group. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. And, wanted to thank the folks on this committee. They're volunteering a lot of time to do this work. So we really appreciate having this group. It's a pretty incredible group of thoughtful people. But to do this work, we need to engage with you all. So listening and learning from staff and faculty is critical to our relevance because you guys are the experts. We've already had several guests from CR come to meetings to help us understand the college better. We want to be ambassadors for the college. We have an opportunity to increase visibility and connection across many sectors in the community. And finally, we want to be thought partners with you all and hear from you so we can help you take advantage of all the current opportunities that Dan and everyone else today has been mentioning. This is an amazing pivot point in the community, and CR really needs to be a leader in it. So I'm going to kind of kick it back to Dan, and we're going to ask for you to give some input to us and have a discussion.
Thank you. As Laura just said, this is about interaction and hearing and listening. Here's your opportunity. We're here in support of the college and of all of you. So now's the time, and I think we have a couple of mics that we can run around. What are those questions that you want to ask Laura? We have our ability to phone a friend down here with our team here, but I want to turn it back to you. And we'd love to have a dialogue, at least for a few minutes here. Right here. You're going to get your exercise. This is part of the...
Yes, we are.
I know.
It's on. Thank you. Have there been any conversations yet about bringing a microgrid to CR and also using the opportunity of providing shade parking that's solar?
Yeah, great question. I'm not the one that's going to be able to answer that. So I don't know if you have any. Yeah, why don't I turn it to you and see what?
Jan is our
resident expert.
So the answer is I don't know, but it's a great idea and completely achievable. I do think that right now is a great time to be thinking through those things in terms of the funding that's coming down from the federal government and the state government into distributed energy resources, microgrids, climate resilience. So it's an excellent time to move that idea forward, and let's see what we can do.
Loved it.
Yeah, so is there any conversation with regard to more bicycle paths and such? Because people are riding e-bikes, and I would love to be able to commute to CR on an e-bike if I didn't have to ride on the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great to be able to phone friends here. And
you'll notice
Right.
the city of Eureka's got the big, they're turning pasture lands into wetlands. But besides that, there's a big trail project that goes with that that'll connect to, in conjunction with the nuclear power plant that used to be there, but it goes into King Salmon. And then the rest of the trail, as the Great Redwood Trail and everything goes, the trail to CR will be completed and actually be fairly good access. And then another few years down the line, we'll be able to, you can take classes in the morning at CR and get to your afternoon class at Humboldt and stay on a trail all the way. So it is in the works. It is designed. And I would say 75% of the funding is, all the funding between Eureka and Arcata is in. It's just getting through the hurdles. And then the other trail is in the works. So, and CR is a big part of that.
Fantastic. Susan?
And I still find this hard to believe, but they told me that they think that the trail, at least as far as Humboldt Hill, will be done by November.
Wow.
I've heard a lot of really great conversations about environmental stuff, which I'm a huge fan of and super supportive of and excited to hear. I would just encourage too, as part of the conversation, addressing the mental health care and social services in our community. And as I'm a social work professor, so obviously I'm biased, but including that in the conversation, there's a lot of opportunities for us to link together to help work and provide CR students with the opportunity to really uplift a lot of our community.
Thank you for that. It is such a, looking at this holistically, so important. And our discussions are certainly about engaging in, on students coming or moving on from CR and education, but also how do we improve out of our local schools? And other places, that connection, that ambassadors. We need to get our students moving on and completing their education. Next burning question. These are great.
Is there a plan to build more affordable housing in Humboldt County, as we have all of these individuals who are going to move for Cal Poly Humboldt, not just to instruct there, to be students there?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have the problem in Humboldt County of the not in my backyard, where we don't want to see people build, so that way people who own homes are going to have massive inflation of the property values?
Yeah.
And continuation of homeless growth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask for some help here in just a minute. But you've touched on something that is so important as we think about, and we've talked, I'm quite involved with Cal Poly Humboldt as well. And one of the challenges, as you just highlighted, ultimately double the size of the school where those students go. But what it means for, all the support staff and all the other aspects, as well as the challenges from a growing economy and stuff. So it's certainly being talked about at every level, I know, and I know you and I've had some discussions about that as well. Do you have any comments or thoughts?
It's a conversation I probably have at least 3-4 meetings a week about. And it's something that involves both being able to find the property. NIMBYism is an issue that we will continue to battle. Finding the workers to do the work. So, thank goodness for anybody we can get out to help not just developing new properties, but, also fixing up old properties. We've got a lot of housing that's not being utilized to its full potential because it's substandard. And then in addition, like I mentioned when I was introducing myself, when we bring in all of those folks for CR, we are going to need to have more mental health professionals, more child care workers. So there's this exponential growth of the folks that we're going to have to support the folks that are here. So it is a ongoing conversation. It wouldn't be built before change happened, but we have to do it quickly and at the same time that change is happening.
Thank you. That holistic, there's a theme going here, and it's important for us to look at, the opportunity, but the challenge that come along with that opportunity, and look at it holistically and all the different support, infrastructure, and pieces that need to come together.
First of all, I want to thank you all for your participation in the Advisory Council. It's very exciting. How can we best connect with you as faculty and staff to support the work you're doing and move initiatives forward if we have ideas or projects? What does this look like if we're all firing on all cylinders, 2 years from now? What does it look like?
Yeah. I'll do a couple comments and maybe you or someone else can add their thoughts. First of all, it's all about engaging. And we wanted to make sure that we just didn't have a council that meets, twice a year and has some ideas, but that we have real meaningful engagement. The idea about what are some of the specific topic areas like K through 12 engagement, what does that look like? What is the job market? So we have these subgroups. And part of that is tying back with the people that are relevant within the staff and the faculty that can engage. So it's we got to find the places. Today we're going to be out chatting. Let's start having that engagement. Let's start having that dialogue. And don't be shy about, and I'm happy to make all of my information available. Reach out if there's something I can do to help or engage. Do you have any?
Yeah, I don't have a. Okay, but we're doing a, tag team with the mics here. Yeah, no, that's what we want. I mean, we want that. That's why we're here. We want to make those connections. So yeah, Dan and I absolutely are available. We will have up here in a second, which we could put up anytime. There's a way to connect with us through the website, and I'm encouraging everyone to do that. Let us know what what you're thinking, what excites you. We want to know what excites you. So we can start to pursue those things, because those are the things that are going to actually have impact, the things that where there's already energy around them. So yeah, so definitely let us know, and you know, you can reach out to any of us. We're pretty public, so yeah.
Just real quick, so you guys know, the Arcata Chamber of Commerce, been the chair. During COVID, we were trying to think, what could we do to help introduce high school seniors to the careers and the options that we have available. So I'm just letting you know, we kind of created a model last semester, and this fall, I think McKinleyville and Eureka Chambers are going to work with their local businesses to do it. But that'd be another point of connection, because Tom and Keith are talking almost every day, and that would be another way of involving the business community with what we're doing here with the President's Council.
Yeah. You know, and I know we're not giving you specific answers on all of it. Let us know where you think value can be added and where we can engage, if there's places with what you're doing.
So my name is Stuart Altschuler. I teach in the Addiction Studies program, and piggybacking on the social work and mental health issue, to me, the elephant in the room has to do with addictions and alcoholism and things like that. Most people don't realize that the majority of the people going into treatment programs in Humboldt County are dealing with alcohol issues, because so much is talked about in terms of opiates and meth and things like that. This is something that affects the job market. That is so important in the development of Humboldt County. It affects students, it affects families, and all the things that we're trying to accomplish. The addiction issue, homeless, the economy, all of this stuff, and without addressing this, which personally I feel CR does not promote this program enough. That's my soapbox for the moment. I'm encouraging you to make sure that this issue is part of the dynamics of everything that we're talking about in terms of housing, in terms of innovative new programs and things like that. The addiction studies graduates actually almost are all hired even before they graduate by local treatment programs. And many of our students go on to Cal Poly to get masters in social work and do other things like that. So I really encourage you to make sure that this is on the table in everything that you discuss.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I think we all have connections and experience this, even in our daily lives. And I think it's so important to support what you said, make sure that we're looking at it. But also you talk about the upstream things. And you help us understand what is it that is happening in the family, in the homes, the things that we can do, and what roles can we, the college can play in, addressing it even before. So all the different stages, so.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, 23 years in philanthropy. You better believe that this has been on the forefront of my thinking for many, many years, starting from adverse childhood experiences, all the way through the support systems for families, the communication systems, where people get help. And kind of back to what I was talking about too, is how do we go upstream and try to break cycles of those issues. So, if anyone in this group is talking about it, it's me for sure. And I appreciate both of your comments about that. It's critical. Yeah. Others? There's
Over
one,
here.
Denise.
Hi, do you guys have like a student voice on your council, or have you thought about inviting a student to these meetings?
Well, you just put that thought in our head.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea. We are learning, and we're bringing staff and faculty to help us learn. We need to bring students to help us learn and get that perspective. So, absolutely, it'll be on our radar now for sure.
And Chris and I, we just had a discussion about that. What are the touch points and engage that would make sense, because that plays such a role. And then back with the council, how can we support and help? So, yes,
Yeah.
hear you.
Awesome, thank you. And we're getting low on time, so we're going to wrap up. But I did want to just mention again that the information is up here. Please, send us thoughts, ideas, questions. You can contact us through the Contact Us feature on the website. And Dan and I, for sure, are staying through lunch. I think many of the other council members are. So if you have thoughts, please come and introduce yourself. Let us know what you're thinking about. We would love to engage with you. So thank you again for all you do. You're critically important in our community, and we're so glad to be here, and have a great school year.
Yeah. Same for me. Just my last comment, just in this last 15 minutes, the amount that I've learned and thought that you've made me think about. Thank you. That's the kind of interaction that we have. So we're here to support and help you accomplish your mission in any way we can. So thank you. Gather all our stuff.
All right, everybody. Is the mic live? Can you hear me? Nope. Oh, this one's working again. All right. That'll do. All right. Thank you all for being here. We look forward to a wonderful 2022-23 school year. You're invited to join us now for boxed lunches and lawn games on the Science and Humanities quad and lawn. Breakout sessions begin at 1. Thank you all for being here.
Cool.
Are you a student?
I'm not. Yeah,
But you have students.